Om Namo Narayanaya. Holi is a celebration of good over evil. It is a celebration of love over hatred. It is a celebration of clear thinking over confusion. This celebration is based on the incident found in Bhagavatam Purana. King Hiranyakashipu was the king of Asuras who were given to Adharma. Through his tapasya, he had earned a boon that gave him 5 special powers. He could be killed by neither a human being nor an animal, neither indoors or outdoors, neither at day nor at night, neither by astra nor shastra, and neither on land nor water nor air. Hiranyakashipu grew arrogant and thought he was indeed Bhagwan and demanded that everyone should worship only him. His own son Prahlada, however, disagreed. He was and remained devoted to Bhagavan Vishnu. This made Hiranyakashipu angry to no end, and he subjected Prahlada to cruel punishments, none of which affected the boy or his resolve to do what he thought was right. Finally, Holika, Prahlada's aunt, tricked him into sitting on a pyre with her. Holika was wearing a dress that made her immune to injury from fire, while Prahlada was not. As the fire roared from the pyre, the dress flew from Holika and covered Prahlada in protection. Prahlada survived and Holika burnt to death. Vishnu, Bhagwan, appears as Narasimha Avtara to then eventually destroy Hiranyakashipu. The Holika bonfire and Holi definitely signify the celebration of the symbolic victory of good over evil, of Prahlada over Hiranyakashipu, and of the fire that burnt Holika. Reflecting this ever present conflict between good and bad, Arjuna asks a very pertinent question in the Bhagavad Gita. अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पुरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. Impelled by what does a person committed papa wrong action? As though pushed by some force, even though he does not really desire to do so. Bhagavan Krishna replies, Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidyena vairinam. This desire, kamaha, this anger, krodhaha, is born of rajoguna. It is a mahashanaha, a glutton, and a mahapapma, a great sinner. And may you know that to be the vairi, the enemy in this world. Just in case you think you could blame your wrong actions, Bhagavan Krishna's words clearly imply that when somebody performs a wrong action, do not think that there is a devil or force sitting there who has a remote control. Kama means a binding desire which is not in line with dharma. And krodha is a resulting anger that comes from not having your desires fulfilled. Generally, kama and krodha go hand in hand and have a tremendous force as they are born from rajas. On the other hand, wisdom and clarity is born from sattva. Both kama and krodha are referred to as great sinners because they are the cause of those actions that a person regrets for his or her entire lifetime. Like thieves, kama and krodha rob away your greatest treasure, which is knowledge. Many relationships have been broken because of the words spoken from anger. Most acts of crime or adharma in the history of mankind come from a binding desire and the resulting anger. Hiranyakashipu had a binding desire that everyone should worship him, and he was so blinded by rage and desire that he was willing to kill his own obedient son. Obedient to Vishnu, of course. Such is the power of karma, such is the power of krodha. The binding desire that we have could be for someone else's partner, and hence you cannot resist an extramarital affair. The binding desire could be for lots of food with no care for the resulting lifestyle diseases that come from overeating. Karma could be for more money and hence not paying one's taxes or taking shortcuts in product development, risking the life of people who use the product. Karma could be for your son or daughter to only get into the profession of your choice with no care of how you hurt your children. Karma could be for the many items that we see on Amazon and hence a total disregard for the mounting credit card bills. Karma could be for perfecting an asana and hence a disregard for the possible injury that can result. The desires and therefore the resulting actions are so powerful that we might be willing to compromise on the means. If indeed karma and krodha are enemies, then how do we deal with them? Bhagavan Krishna does not say, like some stupid people do, you should not get angry and you should not have desire. This is the worst advice that anyone can give you. Instead, Bhagavan Krishna says that your desires seem to cover something, and that something is knowledge. Dharma adharma viveka and Atma anatma viveka. Dharma adharma viveka means the knowledge of what is to be done and what is not to be done. And Atma anatma viveka is the knowledge of what is permanent and what is impermanent. This twofold viveka, knowledge, is required to conduct one's life. The mind that has this knowledge of what is to be done and what is not to be done is covered just as a blazing fire can be covered by smoke, just as a mirror can be covered by dust. So, what is the way out? Well, there's a permanent solution and a temporary solution. Let me tell you the permanent solution first. You see that a binding desire, karma, comes from a sense of inadequacy, a purnatvam, a sense of being limited. This sense is like a perpetual spring from which desires keep flowing out. The sense of inadequacy is based on the conclusion of taking yourself to be just a human being. This ignorance will only go in the wake of knowledge and the pursuit of moksha and the taking to a study of Vedanta. The temporary solution to this is to use the discipline of Shama and Dama to manage our binding desires. Shama is a psychological resolution or an emotional mastery with vichara or inquiry. The kind of vichara we have when we go to the departmental store is pretty good. We are able to dismiss many passing fancies by thinking of whether we really need it, do I have the space for it, etc., etc. Some of our desires are best fulfilled by aligning them with dharma as much as possible, and some desires are best dismissed through vichara or inquiry. So, next time a binding desire comes up, pause to think, is it feasible? Is it necessary? Is it legitimate to fulfill the desire? What are the consequences of fulfilling the desire? And am I ready to pay for these consequences? Maybe there might be temporary satisfaction, but the hurt, guilt, and irritation that I have to live with is not worth it. You can say no to smoking only when you say yes to health. You can say no to the extramarital affair only when you say yes to loyalty and exclusive commitment. You can say no to something only when you say yes to something higher, and that higher for all civilizations has been dharma. Dhamma is restraint of the senses at the physical level. Telling yourself this is enough. Thus far, and no further is the practice of Dhamma. If you do not have restraint with your tongue when you get angry, practice Dhamma. I will not speak when angry. Learn to tell the person, I will speak to you later, rather than pounce on the person with insults and humiliation. So when you start practicing Shama and Dhamma, born of your knowledge, definitely not when you're experiencing the intense binding desire. The army does not start practicing war strategies on the eve of the war. The army practices all year around so that it can be battle ready. Likewise, you start practicing Shama and Dhamma, emotional mastery, and physical restraint of the senses with small desires, like learning to say no to that extra plate of pastry, or learning to say no to buying yet another piece of clothing to your overflowing wardrobe. You can resolve that I will not make anyone a victim of my anger. I will learn to tell people what I want and explore if getting that is possible. As much as these can be harmful, learn to see that Kama and Krodha are a part of the emotional landscape, the emotional order of Bhagavan. They are to be mastered as they exist and not rejected, as they are a part of Bhagavan's very creation. We can take the help of Bhagavan, the help of satsanga with like-minded people, the association of a guru, disciplines like asana and pranayama. It is difficult to deal with them alone. Even Prahlada, the little devotee, sought the help of Vishnu, who came to his rescue in such a beautiful manner. We too can seek refuge in Bhagavan Vishnu to bless us with grace so that our knowledge of dharma guides our actions. We too can see guidance from Bhagavan Vishnu by making a commitment to our self-growth and emotional mastery, and not let Kama and Krodha run our lives. We too can seek the blessings of Lord Vishnu for burning away our confusion and all anartha in our lives. By seeing the meaning, I add meaning to this holy celebration. Prayers and wishes on this Holi. Om Tat Sat.